Next question from Brijesh, India. I am not a Muslim yet. I have seen several videos of Dr. Zakir Naik. I am interested in reading the Quran. I checked the translations of the Quran in English and also checked the translations in Malayalam. I found many translations of the Quran translated by many people. Can you suggest a correct translation of the Quran in English or Malayalam? I heard your speech about the Big Bang being mentioned in the Quran, but how is it possible? Big Bang is millions of years process, then how can Allah create the entire universe in 6 days? Brother Brijesh, who is not a Muslim yet, has asked a question that which is a good translation of the Quran in English or Malayalam. I don't know Malayalam, so I won't be able to help you in that. But as far as the English translation is concerned, a good translation looking into various aspects, I would suggest the translation of the glorious Quran by Abdullah Yusuf Ali, which is the revised edition. There are various editions available of Abdullah Yusuf Ali. I would prefer if you read the revised edition. It's published by the IIIT in USA and it's available in different parts of the world. The revised edition by Abdullah Yusuf Ali, besides the translation, there's also the commentary as well as footnotes. And there are many explanations given. So that's the reason if a layman reads this translation, it is the most beneficial. The other translation which is good is the Sahih International. It has been translated by 3 Western women after they accepted Islam, and that's also a good translation, but it is only a basic translation. It doesn't contain many footnotes, doesn't contain explanation. So overall, the best I would recommend is by Abdullah Yusuf Ali, the revised edition. And if you want a short and sweet without any explanation, without footnotes, the other good translation is of the Sahih International. Regarding a second question, that you have heard me talking about the Big Bang being mentioned in the Quran, and Big Bang has taken place millions of years ago, and it's a big process, long process, but Quran says Allah has created the heaven and the earth in 6 days, so isn't it contradicting science? What the brother is referring to is the verse of the Quran, where Allah says in the Quran, in Surah Anbiya, chapter number 21, verse number 30, where Allah says, أَوَلَمْ يَرَ الَّذِينَ كَفَرُوا أَنَّ السَّمَاوَاتِ وَالْأَرْضَ كَانَتْ رَتْقًا فَفَتَقْنَاهُمَا. That the heavens and the earth, do not the unbelievers see, that the heavens and the earth were joined together and we clove them asunder. So this verse of the Quran is talking about the Big Bang in a nutshell, the creation of the universe. Today scientists they tell us that our universe initially was a primary nebula, the one mass. Later on, there was a secondary separation, a Big Bang, which gave rise to galaxies, which gave rise to stars, sun, moon, and the earth we live in. So this, what the scientists they tell us, it was first described approximately 47 to 50 years before, for which a couple of scientists were given the Nobel Prize in 1973 for describing the creation of the universe. This, what the scientists have discovered 47 to 50 years back, is mentioned in the Quran in Surah Anbiya chapter number 21 verse number 30 in a nutshell. That do not the unbelievers see that the heavens and the earth were joined together and we clove them asunder. Regarding a question that the scientists they tell us that the Big Bang is a process which has taken millions of years for the formation of the universe, but the Quran says that Allah has created the heaven and the earth in 6 days. So isn't it contradicting to science? There are various places in which Allah says in the Quran that Allah has created the heaven and the earth in 6 days. Allah says in the Quran, خلق السماوات والأرض. Allah has created the heaven and the earth في ستة أيام, in 6 days. This is mentioned several places in the Quran. It's mentioned in Surah Araf, chapter number 7, verse number 54. In Surah Yunus, chapter number 10, verse number 3. In Surah Hud, chapter number 11, verse number 7. In Surah Furqan, chapter number 25, verse number 59. In Surah Sajda, chapter number 32, verse number 4. In Surah Qaf, chapter number 50, verse number 38. It's also mentioned in Surah Hadid, chapter number 57, verse number 4. In several places, Allah says, خَلَقَ السَّمَاوَاتِ وَالْأَرْضِ فِي سِتَّةِ أَيَّامٍ. That it is He, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, who has created the heavens and the earth in 6 days. The Arabic word used in the Quran is ayyam. It's a plural of the word yom. Yom, one of its meaning is day. But the other meaning of yom is also a period, an epoch. So here when Allah says Allah has created the heaven and the earth in 6 ayyam, it actually refers to 6 period, 6 epochs. So scientists today have no problem with the Quranic narration that the heaven and the earth were created in 6 long periods. Each period can be 1,000,000 years, 1,000,000,000 years. There's no limit, epoch, long period. As compared to what is mentioned in the Bible when it says that God created the heaven and the earth in 6 days, it refers to 24 hours day. It says there is the morning, it has the evening, but here in the Quran, it is not the same as it is mentioned in the Bible. So in the Quran, it only says ayyam, and here ayyam is the plural of yom. One of its meaning is day, the other meaning is a period, an epoch. So as far as the Big Bang, as I mentioned in a nutshell in the Quran, in Surah Anbiya chapter number 21, verse number 30, as far as the creation of the heaven and the earth in 6 days, it actually refers to 6 long periods. It can be billions of years, it can be more, it can be less. Scientists have got no objection in the Quranic narration that the heaven and the earth were created in 6 long periods. Hope that answers the question.